Hi everybody, welcome to Yoga with Anadil. I am Anadil. Thank you for joining me today for our fourth in the Chakra series of free flow classes for you. And today we're working up from our root, our sacral, our solar plexus chakras that we've done in the previous videos, into the heart chakra. So we've moved from the solidity and into the creativity of the lower foundations, into the connector, the bridge of the lower and the upper spine. And it involves opening the heart using gentle backbends, moving deeply into them when you feel ready. And as we backbend, that can often mean just dipping ourselves into perhaps the unknown, and that in itself can raise some fears. So it's working in our poses to overcome those fears, open the heart and trust. So when you're ready, please do come to your seated position and we'll begin our heart opening class. And sitting however is comfortable for you, we'll slow the breath down as we always do at the beginning of our classes, just to settle in and get present. And on the next in-breath, allow the belly to inflate, and this time lift the sternum, the heart, allow the breath to fill on up all the way up here. And as you breathe out, ground through the shoulders, allow the elbows to anchor as you breathe out. Breath in through the belly, up through the heart. Remember to shine the heart through the back as well as the front. And again, breathing out slowly, slowly, slowly. And as we breathe in, we're going to lift through the shoulders, open through the elbows into cactus arms, and rotate the whole arm back. Breath in, lifting through the elbows, shining through the palms, opening through the heart already as your shoulder blades move down your back. One more time, big breath in. And you can make this movement as big or as small as you feel. And at the end of the out breath, let's interlace the fingers behind you, just taking a mental note of which thumb is leading in your natural clasp. And we'll take the clasp, the hands over towards the left hand side of your back or your waist, wherever feels most comfortable for you. And as we breathe in, we'll prepare by filling on up through the heart with the breath. And on the out breath, press the hands, the clasp into each other, fluttering the elbows back towards each other like butterfly wings, to lengthen through the collarbones and begin to create space in the heart by taking the shoulder blades back towards each other. And as your shoulder blades kiss each other, allow them to melt down your back. And you can stay here and keep cultivating that breath to fill on up through the belly and lift and shine through the heart. And on your out breath, you can explore tilting your left ear to left shoulder, increasing the opening through the side of the neck as your shoulders move back and you open through the collarbone and heart. And you'll take a couple of breaths here, all the while working your foundations, not forgetting our lower chakras, our lower part of the spine, to rooting in, lifting the navel, breathing into that fire and lifting all of that energy up towards the heart to support it. Releasing the head to center, we'll unravel the hands and we'll lift our cactus arms one more time. And this time we'll roll the shoulders forward. Like quite like to bow as I breathe. In, lifting the hands, separating through the shoulder blades, bowing, curling through the spine. One more time. And lifting it out. And this time we'll interlace behind us the non-habitual way. So if you recall which one normally leads with the thumb on top, we'll just switch that up so that the opposing thumb is now leading. And we'll find our way across the back over to the right hand side and encourage the clasp, the palms to close as much as is comfortable. Breathe in, creating space in the chest. Breathing out, closing the elbows like butterfly wings towards each other, and then gliding them down your back. And you stay here if that feels like enough, and you keep working and drawing the elbows together, lengthening through the collarbones as you create space in the heart. And please breathe into this heart, nourish it, let it shine brightly. And you may feel like you have the space to tilt your right ear to right shoulder, keeping the shoulder blades and the shoulder heads down towards the earth. And we'll take a couple of breaths here. Lifting through the heart as you breathe in, imagining all of that energy melting down your back, rooting you through the sit bones as you breathe out. Now let's lift the head back upright, unravel the arms, and just shake it out as you move your cactus arms back and forth. And we'll come onto all fours for our next pose, puppy dog pose. So we'll use our initial setup like we do for our cat-cow in our tabletop position, where the knees are over the hips are over the knees and the wrists are underneath your shoulders. Now, as we move into puppy dog pose, it's important to try and keep the weight of the hips stacking over the knees as you reach your fingertips forward. And as you breathe in, just create length in the abdomen by sweeping the hips back. Breathing in, take your shoulders back as you offer your heart forward. And as you breathe out, you begin to sink your heart down towards the earth. So you'll feel your shoulder blades pooling in the middle of your back as your heart sinks down towards the earth. And if it's comfortable for you, you can rest your forehead onto the earth as you invite your heart down to the ground and your armpits down towards the ground, creating a deeper well into your shoulder blades. And I invite you to just pull your breath into that well behind the heart. And this belly sinks, the tailbone shines high as you get into this yummy back bend. If this feels really uncomfortable for you, use your hands to come back up, and you can take the option of coming down onto your hips over onto your heels, coming perhaps up onto your fingertips and melting down this way without the weight of the body in the previous option. Either way, you're sinking and you're breathing yourself down. And then after a few breaths, we'll come on up to all fours. And we're going to take a twist. So this opens the heart. So we're going to take our right hand, and as we breathe in, I like to connect to the heart. I like to feel the area that I'm working in by physically connecting the hand to the area as I lift myself to open up to the side. And you can stay here and just shift your weight from knees to hands just to feel where your center is. And then you can breathe in and open up further. So the bottom ribs are making their way round to the right, the heart is making its way round to the right, and your top shoulder, your right shoulder, is heading back as your fingertips sparkle up towards the sky. And this time, as we breathe out, we're going to take that right hand and we're going to thread the needle and revolve it into our revolved child's pose. So I'll just face the front to show you. So with your right hand lifted, we breathe out, we sweep that through until the arm and the shoulder connect to the earth, and you rest onto your forehead and the supporting shoulder to press the ground away in order to gently rotate the heart to the right hand side. And you can breathe here, and if you feel like your shoulder is comfortably supporting you, you can lift through that right arm towards the sky. You can place that palm onto the small of your back and again just flutter the elbow and the shoulders back so that you open through the collarbone and heart. Or you can even take that hand to wrap all the way around your left waist or the crease of the hip. Wherever you're pressing, connect deeply into the ground with your feet, into your hands on the body, wherever you are, so that you rotate with your breath. Then you stay here. If there's a lot of weight in the head, you place your hand back down and move into it this way. Regardless of what this pose looks like, make sure you're supporting the weight of the head out into the shoulders and hands. Breathe. And then let's release that down. Placing the right hand down onto the earth, let's lift on up. And you can take a moment to drop into the belly, scoop up the heart using your shoulder blades into your cow posture, and breath out, raising the spine to the sky in your cat posture. One more time, big breath in. Inner elbows folding, sweeping forward, and as you breathe out, rippling through the sky, chin to chest, coming to neutral. And we'll do that in on the opposite side. So taking the weight into the right arm, this time using the left arm, wait for your in-breath, connect with the heart if you'd like, and again I'll sweep myself to the front so you can see. So the left hand is then offering your heart, your ribs around to the left hand side. And this is maybe where you want to stay. Just keeping the weight of the hips over the knees as you lift the hand, if you're taking that option, up towards the sky. So think about your shoulder moving back more than your hand. If you think about the shoulder moving back, your hand will follow as you open through the heart. And you have the option to connect that hand to the lower back, the sacrum, or you can indeed wrap that hand all the way around to the waist, to the crease of the hip, over onto your right hand side, and you press, big breath in, and press into everything that's connecting to the ground, to the body, in order to find space and open. And just shift your weight between hands and feet and knees to get equal. Stay and breathe for as many breaths as you like. You can always pause this video to get more time into this. For as long as you have, for as long as you enjoy it, just make sure you're able to breathe. And then whenever you're ready, you unravel. Let's reach for the sky with the left hand, and as we breathe out, we're going to take that left hand, thread it through the right to bring yourself into the revolved child's pose on the opposite side. So the left arm is down as you place the right hand onto the earth, and just as we did before, you can just make sure you've got space in between the knees and the shoulder, placing your elbow over the wrist for stability, and you breathe here. Make sure you're grounding, so imprint everything into the ground and feel the difference in energy of intention as you're in this pose. And then you can lift on up as an option. You can place the back of the hand onto the back, the palm onto the back, or you can wrap around. Use your breath, press into the ground and rotate. And we'll just take a couple of breaths here. If the weight is starting to fall into the head, into the neck, please place the right hand down for support. And then with the hand down, if it's not already, we'll pick on up with our in-breath to meet back in our box position. We can spend a moment just to ripple through the spine with our cow posture, sweeping the out breath, lifting the spine into our cat posture. One more time, big breath in into cow, and this time you can lift your knees into down dog, or you can stay on all fours. And think about the hips moving towards the back of the mat. Think about the shoulders hinging so that your armpits open and make their way down towards the earth. You'll feel your heart melting down towards the ground as you do this. And you can work the back of the legs into a stretch by pedaling. Just take your time to set on up as you do this. Now, as the heart melts down towards the ground, we may get a little bit too flexible in the spine. So as your heart melts, spin the inner elbows up towards the sky to strengthen the shoulder blades in the back, and then gently hug the navel up towards your spine as you do that. So really strong activeness through the body, full body awareness, and then you can allow a little bit of release in the heart. Remember that breath that pulls up through the belly, pulls up into the heart, and as you release the breath out, you can surrender it down to the earth. Let's take a look at the hands now. So if you're on all fours, you step on up towards the front of the mat. Otherwise, we'll come up onto the toes and we'll just take little steps on tippy toes today, all the way up as far as your body allows, whilst you're keeping the hands down onto the earth. And there'll come a point where you bend the knees. There'll come a point where you may want to come up onto your fingertips, and that's fine. And then you walk your feet up the rest of the way. And you hang heavy. And you just spend a moment to allow the energy that was pooling in the heart area at the back as well as the front just to trickle upwards through to the crown of the head. And we'll release the ground with the hands and we'll curl on up, vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae by vertebrae. And once you're standing at the top of your mat, we'll press the hands to heart center and just invite your thumbs to connect to the sternum. So lift your sternum up, drop the shoulders and the elbows, and very mindfully and with full awareness, press the hands together. Seal the palms as you breathe. And here we're going to bend through the knees. we'll step the right leg back into our warrior one. So you pivot on the ball of the foot, move the heel to where it allows your hips to face forward as you bend into that front knee. Any real discomfort in the back, you just widen through to the sides of the mat. So we bend into that front knee, we lift the navel away from the thigh, and we strengthen through that back leg. Let's pick up that balloon and very lightly sending it up towards the sky. Drop your shoulder blades down and take your gaze up today. So we'll look on up. So from this warrior one, we're going to place the back of the hand. Now you can begin at the small of your back, and we're placing one palm on top of the other, palms facing outwards, and you can begin in this position, or you can place one palm at the back of your heart in between the shoulder blades, or anywhere in between, wherever your hands land most comfortably for you. And we'll remember the shoulder heads are moving away to open through the collarbones and the heart. And as we breathe in, we actively press the hands into the back to offer the heart forward and the shoulders back. And here we look up. Without collapsing in the back of the neck, we keep an open throat. And as we breathe in each time, we press the hands into the back of the heart, and we trustfully take the weight of the back of the heart into the hands. So we begin to lean back, heading and leaning into the unknown, trusting with an open heart. Breathe, keep fluttering those elbows towards each other, and then breath out, release. Taking the hands down, and you can pump the fists against each other, or you can hook thumbs or interlace fingers, and take your hands down towards the back of the knee. If you're pumping the hands, you open through the elbows. As we breathe out, we're going to dive down into our humble warrior. So press into your pumping fists, or take your fingertips, your clasp down towards the back of the knee to open up through the front of the body. And as you breathe out, you bend into that front knee, and we begin to bow the heart to the inner side of that knee, maybe just to the thigh height to begin with, and you begin to lift the hands up towards the sky, or your elbows up towards the sky. Keep lifting the shoulders up, and then if you like, you can stay there, or you can bow your head down towards the earth a little bit more. And then let's release the hands down. Pick up that imaginary balloon up above us. Let it go behind us, bringing the hands to heart center, picking up the back heel, and just very gently pivot your knee and your hips forward as we step on up to the top of the mat once more. And you can take a moment here at the top of your mat, and you can seal the palms of the hands down onto the heart at the sternum, and just for a moment connect. Ground fully through the feet and lift that intention, the support, the breath all the way to the heart. And you may even feel your heart pulsing and pumping through the hands at the moment. So just feel your existence. And you can stay here for a few moments longer. And whenever you're ready, we can seal through the hands once more, ready to step back with the left side. So take a gentle bend in the knee, lift through the left leg and step it back, dropping the heel down towards the earth, pivoting on the ball of the foot to help the heel swivel to find your placement for your warrior one. So the hips are aiming towards the front, taking the option of a shorter stride or a wider stride to help any hips or knees that are feeling uncomfortable. And here we breathe in and out into our warrior one. Big breath in, picking up that balloon, lifting it up towards the sky. And as we breathe out, let's cactus the arms, and we'll take the backs of the hands onto this, either the small of the back, and this time press with your opposite hand that you did last time, and maybe the hands swim up towards the back of the heart. Big breath in, press the hands into the heart to offer the heart forward, and maybe you trust a little bit to begin to lean back, looking up towards the sky, leaning into the unknown, and diving into that front knee as much as is comfortable for you. Take a couple of breaths here, and then let's release that. Taking cactus arms, just move that out in one direction and then the other. And let's interlace the non-habitual way, or you can pump fists. You can hook thumbs the non-habitual way or interlace the non-habitual way. So get long through the shoulder collarbones and reach back. And just be sure to stay strong in the core. And with your in-breath, take your shoulder blades behind you to pick up the heart, the back of the heart. And as you breathe out, we bow the heart down towards your front knee. As you lift the shoulders up towards the sky, maybe the hands, if you have the hands option. Maybe the heart reaches thigh level, maybe you want to dive down a little deeper, the choice is yours. But keep working the hips square so that front right hip keeps heading towards the back of the mat as you lift your shoulders up and you breathe here. And then let's release the arms down, pick up that balloon, lift on up towards the sky into your warrior one. Once more, think about the heart shining through the front and leaning back. Let it go, bring the hands to heart center. Pivot on the back foot. So take the weight in the front, just bring your knee aligning down towards the ground as well as your hip point, and then we'll step on up. And at the top of your mat, we'll stand once more. And you can close your eyes here and rest your palms onto your heart center. And stay here, feeling the openness of your beautiful heart. And acknowledging how courageous you were to lean back into what was unknown with trust. Stay and breathe. Allow the heat to settle. Allow the heart to beat softly once more. Thank you for practicing with me today. I hope to see you next time.